Hello everyone and welcome to something a little bit different because the past couple of weeks have been horrible. So uni hasn't been easy, so I did not have the time to record an episode, so I did what I could, which was record every now and then, like 20 to 30 minutes, not 20, 30, like 20 minutes of little clips and combine them, and now I'm voicing over because I finally have the time. So yes, the city will have a terrific development on this episode. If you want to stick to see it, it's gonna happen. It's gonna be basically like in my old times of Sims 3 houses. It's basically gonna be a speed build. I am loving to see like the cars moving so fast because they do not move this fast, but it kind of looks like they're moving fast. And now I can actually see some of the patterns of the movements, which is really something that I should have looked into it way earlier. So today we're going to develop most of this area of the peninsula. We will reach the station, the other central station that we're just connecting through rails. As you might have seen from the beginning of the episode, I did follow a few tips from viewers. So I did eliminate like the sharp corners on the monorail, and oh my gosh, it's been so long. Like, I am so sorry. I am so sorry, everyone. But I wanted to record. I just didn't have the time. Then I had tasks. It went horrible. Um, Thanks for not asking because it's too painful to think about it. But but whatever. I'm here today. I found myself a little time to squeeze in some voiceover, so I'm doing this, and I'm also watching this episode with you. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode. Go. Oh, yes, yes. This is one of the comments that I had forgotten, but now I remembered it. Someone told me to include a train station for cargo in the city, and I was like, this is such a smart idea. How could I forget about it? It's really important, and now we will have one. It's kind of overcrowded, but it's okay. It's okay. It's just like a normal city. There's traffic everywhere. You need to believe that. Just using my new favorite mod, Move It. It allows for such a beautiful curve. Did you see that? It's so magical. It's not even like an even number, so it's not easy. I am just doing the rail. So what do I intend for this city in the long run, since we will not see it? I don't know what I will do in the next few weeks because it's gonna be mayhem as well, but I will try. I cannot promise anything. I've said before, and I'll say it again, university is my priority, so if it has to come to a time where I have to choose between university or YouTube, I choose university. Because I really enjoy as well what I do in university. Over there I just did a few mistakes in terms of rail because it started to back up a lot, as you can see like in the corner of the screen. But it's moving fine for the moment, so we won't need to worry about that in today's episode. Yeah, I wanted to like, how do you say the word? I don't know. I want to stretch the rail, like the, what's it called? Like the tram network to all of the peninsulas, like the one we're working on right now. I don't remember the name I gave it, but it's something. I have no idea what the name is, but we do have a rail connection now, as we're doing it right now. You can see it happening. I didn't even think that I had made this into the video, but it's great because this is an important part, like the rail. Also, don't even think about the buses because they died. After this episode, I just got mad and eliminated all of them. and I am doing them off camera, trying to figure out an actual good network. Uh, in regards to the terrain, it's kind of weird, but over here, my computer froze right now. Nope, nope, it's working. Okay, okay, everything's fine, I think. We're just doing the little curve. No, we won't have it this way. It's kind of weird. Yes, you will do it like a normal person. Yes, thank you. I said normal. Can you do normal? I'm talking to myself like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, so he might not respond. But he might as well just listen to me because I am the voice of reason. The terrain over there nearby the rails, it's kind of weird because it has such a steep inclination, but it gives the city character. So I also put a harbor here, and it kind of flooded the city with traffic, and also flooded the city with water. And whenever you mess up with water, my city just floods for a few days, and it's fine after a few other days. I had the most horrible struggle trying to figure out how to remove that road, and I came to the conclusion that you can just demolish it and put another one in its place, and it works just fine. It's just a simple solution that I was not able to think about. So this little triangle here, it's a little industry area. It's kind of the last remnants of when this was all of a powerhouse of industry in the region, and this is all that was left nearby the port. It's kind of a romantic vision that I have of this area that kind of died off, and now it's all residences over there, which is kind of weird now that I think about it, because you have a cargo terminal right next to a lot of high-density building. But who cares? Cities need cargo. I also stretched this side. This side is kind of just a play on geometric shapes, just like the other side, but with a little bit of a twist, because it's not the same type of geometry that prevails. It's more of an elongated block. It's not a perfect square block with walkways in the middle. It's different. It's more of a stretch. You can see a little bit here near the avenue. It's a little bit different. So we will stretch the pedestrian paths, which I was very happy when I figured out that these actually move bikes along, and that's great because we have now basically a cycle lane throughout the whole city. You can go everywhere by bicycle because you can just cross everywhere. This is all bicycle approved. I did a sequence of parks there, and I'm not very creative when it comes to parks, so I like to just mix them together and trying to make it a different park. Over here I had to put some crematoriums, and I just decided to hide them in other facilities. I'm trying this new method to like get some mixed use in the blocks because it doesn't make sense to me to have a purely residential block, so I'm trying to put like corner stores and little cafes or anything because it just doesn't make sense for a whole block to be just residential. Like, where would you go to your local supermarket? Where would you go just to drink a coffee or to have dinner out? You wouldn't need to drive for those type of things. Also, in the city, not the city, what was once the city, I demolished a lot of buildings because it's now all low density residential. I really want to just have high density on the city. So most of the high density buildings that we used to have, they're gone, and they're now beautiful villas by the ocean. Except in that little part of that is kind of mountainous, because I don't know, it gives it character. It's kind of cute to be like in the top of a mountain. It's not a mountain, it's more of a mount. And on top of that, you are on a very high building. So you had the most beautiful views to the city and to the volcano that till this day kind of blows my mind that we have a volcano. I really should have researched that before starting the city. But we can still imagine that that volcano does not exist, even though this game does not have volcanoes, and I do not have natural disasters. Thank you, because I couldn't handle like natural disasters. My city would go away and die. It's so sad, so very sad. Um, Now I just decided to put some more cross rail avenues, so it's not just on that one avenue that was creating so much traffic jams. Now it's kind of more spread out. Now this is a complicated thing because I love this terminal, but I've never seen a good use for it, and I am trying to study a good use for this, and it's not this option that I'm using now, but I will evolve it and I will think about it, because in a realistic scenario, like, people wouldn't take the bus like from a city to the other if there's a train right next to it that goes like 10 times faster, but in city skylines they go. So I now have to cut my bus routes via this this interface. So like, buses need to stop on that station and go back, and the inner cities buses also need to stop at that station and go back, because otherwise people will just use those buses, and the buses will be full throughout the whole journey, and that is not good. I had to relocate a lot of stuff just to get the monorail into this little place, and I've demolished like the whole neighborhood that was there. But I didn't agree with that neighborhood the way it was planned out anymore, so I had to change. I also need to do a few adjustments to the tram, and I actually decided to push the tram, not this one but the other one that's closer to the train station. I've stretched like the end of the line into the station, like in a little sneaky curve, and people are actually using it to get to the main station, which is amazing. Like, a lot of traffic is there, and I still haven't gotten a new expansion. I need like a new square so I can access the highway. We are still using the same highway entrances and exits, and it's kind of a mayhem. Except for one, I did get access to a little stretch of highway, and I did connect the new main avenue of the city, which is on the other side of the rail. So here we can see kind of the idea that was behind like the more long blocks, and over here it's kind of just the place where the blocks connect and how it's weirded out, but you can see the city is never perfect, so you need to have that in mind when judging a city. The city is ever evolving. I'm feeling philosophical. Damn it. Philosophical. Yes, philosophical. Now I want to say this word 10 times, but I also don't, because I will not say it right. So quays, it's a wonderful world, isn't it? They can be your best friends, or they can be really bad friends, because sometimes they just don't work as you wanted, and you have to do them all over again. But over here they were my friends. On the other side of the bay they were not my friends. It depends. So as you can see, the tram is already circling through here, and the quays are kind of messed up, but I'm trying to level them out. It was really weird, like the actual land, it was kind of like the Netherlands. The land was actually lower than the quay, and it kind of made it look like the quay was really protecting the land from being overrun by the ocean. So that's a little area, and over here it's another little area. Oh, maybe I did not record it. You can see now that the main avenue was really stretched, and it's now connecting to the main highway of the region. I don't know if you can see. It's kind of a roundabout. It's not really a roundabout, but it's an it's an oval about. And over here I was trying to get this like perfectly lined So I took the avenue from that side and then I got it to here. It's really just because I really could and wanted it, but there's no really logical, there's not a logical explanation for doing this way. So I'm just being honest, I just did it because I could and because I wanted. So over here, as you can see, the quays are not cooperating, but it's good. That those decided to make it like the completely opposite because they were making water into the land, and I was like very confused because I've never seen that happen. So I will put another harbor there, but it will be the one that includes the actual train line, which will be quite good. What did I do? Oh yes, I just made that the main avenue through the things that we do have. Now I'm doing all of the parks again because I do live a little bit of a waterfront park, and my friends did not think it was. They thought it was cool, but it was kind of boring. So I decided to put some things to make it up, like this little tax office, but I don't know. I imagine it was the previous how is it called? Like the city hall. It was facing the ocean because this city used to be like focused on exports, and I had a whole fantasy on my head about the story of the city that I completely forgotten, but it's mainly revolving about old industry and port. Because it looks like such a natural bay. Like you see there, that's a natural bay protecting the ships, and it looks like a really industry place. Over here I'm gonna do the port, I'm gonna move it, and this is not gonna work as intended because once I disconnected the building from the rails, it stopped working. So I will have to replace this, but you probably will see later. It's kind of funny, see the move it tool, how it works, and then suddenly you're just moving across a crane. It's not a problem, it's nothing at all. It's really cute. Over here, just a really complex system of moving things around, but if it works, it works, and it did work. And over here is just the end of the tram line. It's the last tram line that we will build on the main city. I don't know if we will do any more tram lines because I want to use the other transportations, and I already used the monorail. I'm also considering the idea of using a ferry boat system between the peninsulas because it seems like they can be faster if you are on one end of the peninsula and you want to go to the other one. But it's still something to think of. It's not something that I'm 100% sure. So over here, just finishing off this little area, and yeah, this is the new industrial area as well. We will have a few industrial buildings over here, but not too much. We will have most of the industry out of the city. We still need to specialize most of our industry. We don't have any of farming lands. We don't have what's it called? Like we don't have ore. We don't have oil. We don't have forest specialized buildings. We don't have any specialized buildings. So over here we are doing the new tunnel for the cargo, and it works mostly well because it doesn't like interfere a lot with the normal movement of freight. Or do you say freight or freight? Oh, that's a really tricky question that I do not know how to answer. The terrain is really weird in the entrance of the tunnel, but I can't do anything about it, so I just left it like that because there's nothing I can do. I can just look at it and cry. Over here we are now looking into a roundabout and how it is working, and it's kind of beautiful because I decided to stay here looking at it. But I need to open up some of the roundabouts so they can flow a little bit better. And I had to manually do all of this in most of the roundabouts because there was a problem with the traffic manager mod, and I had to uninstall it and install it again, and then nothing was saved, so I had to do it for all of them, and it was sad. But I was in a call with friends, so it wasn't so bad. And I did it like in a span of a week. It's not like a full all-nighter doing that. So as you can see, the freaking trains are already using it, but I had to replace it because the cargo trucks could not use it. So there's the new one. We just need to eliminate the road because that's not an issue. And it's all connected again, and trains and the boats, they all connect now, which is great. I just really hate that little bug when the ships just fuse together. Do you know, like when they get to a ship terminal and they just they go through each other. Why does the game allow that? I don't understand. I had to spread out some of the stations of the trams because they tend to concentrate a lot in the end station because they're like 3 lines congregating to that little section of the Central Park kind of area, and it was really not working well. So over here we are adding a few more things. We even have a little basketball court over there, so it's kind of something a little bit different. And I added this building because I really liked it. I don't know why, I just looked at it and it was like, oh, beautiful. And I wanted something different on the waterfront. So yeah, this is gonna be mostly it for this episode. As you just could see from the picture, we did evolve a lot on this episode. And in a few seconds this will end, so I might as well just say goodbye now. I want to thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. I really enjoyed your company today, and I'm very sorry for not posting in 3 weeks, almost a month, and it might happen again. So I'm just warning you that these are very hectic months. Only on the vacation time around December and January will I have time to play City Skylines like normal. So anyway, I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye!